Good morning. Welcome to Brunch with Brian, your home investing live stream. Today I'm going to go over one of the most important forms I ever created because I want to make sure you're using this form. It is the perfect stick form. There's a stick campaign, or there's such a thing as this helps you make the deal stick. Okay, so it's actually a really good component in the deal. We call it our seller congratulations letter, and I'm going to go through that with you and show you when and how to use it and what it says on it and how effective it will make you in your business. Every time you buy a house, every time you do a deal meeting, this is one of the most important forms that you will leave with the seller. Or if it's a virtual deal meeting, you're going to email to the seller immediately after the deal meeting. It's your seller congratulations letter. Okay, so I'm going to just get right to it. I like Tina Fey, and she just turned 51 today, so shout out to Tina Fey. No dirty dishes today, and visit your relatives. And so that's kind of special right now because it's actually Visit Your Relatives Day, every year on this day, and it's special this year because now we can finally visit our relatives, and we haven't been able to, so that's great. So do your best to visit your relatives today. All right, that'll put a smile on your face for sure. And let's do our deep breathing and smiling quickly. Let me be careful I don't get poked by that cactus. Okay, ready? Deep breath in with a smile, as always. Hold it a sec and let it out. Now remember to relax your shoulders. Do this a couple times a day. Get in the habit doing it with me. Okay, ready? One more, two more. Hold it a sec and let it out. I know you're doing this with me. Okay, one more. Big smile. Hold it and all right, you can't help but feel better doing that. All right, so let's get into the seller congratulations. At the deal meeting, here's the steps of the deal meeting. Okay, write these down. Write down steps of the deal meeting. Your number one step is, these two are almost merged together and you'll be doing them at the same time, but it's establish credibility and build rapport. Now you maybe have built some good rapport already on the closing call, but it's a different thing when you're in person looking at the house and you're meeting them face to face, or meeting them face to face on a virtual chat, on a video chat. So what I want you to do is I want you when you first connect with them, you say your name, and I want you to hand them your business card. And if it's a virtual, I want you to show them your business card. Actually hold it up to the camera. Okay, so that's like the first part of establishing credibility. That helps you a very nice looking business card with your picture on it. I like that professional business card. Now for this, I don't really prefer that bright orange fluorescent card, or the fold up, the dollar bill card. This, I want you to look eminently credible, so this card should look kind of like a real estate agent card. And and if you need a template for this with the words and everything, we have it under professional business card sample. So guys, just email us and I'll help you with that. So that is important. You hand them the business card, you're building credibility, you're establishing credibility, building rapport. Now the next part, that's step number 1 and 2. Step 3 is the house tour. So they're going to show you the house. They're either doing it by showing you on their camera, on their phone, or you're walking through with them and you're building rapport, you're asking questions. After you do the house tour, where do you go next? You end up where? You end up sitting at the table, sitting at the kitchen table or dining room table, whichever one works best. I just heard a bark from one of the babies. What are you doing, guys? So when you sit down, make sure you sit at a table, and I will tell you, if you sit down in the living room, across an expansive carpet, you just lost the deal. So you got to be sitting at a table where you can show them the paperwork and get them to sign. And so actually, for Teaching Tuesdays today, there was a little confusion because we were going to do a presentation on the acquisitionist, but we realized that next Friday, not this Friday 3 days away, but the next Friday, so about a week and a half, we are doing our virtual Taking Action workshop. So we have more time then. On a Tuesday, I got to try to squeeze it into an hour. If we have our whole Taking Action event, a virtual Taking Action workshop, that gives us a lot more time because that's like a 5-6 hour day. And so we're going to start off with the acquisitionist on a week from Friday, so not today. Today, actually, I was thinking about going over the paperwork, and I was talking about this today, but there's a lot of paperwork, and I can sort of talk about the deal meeting in terms of the paperwork, but the paperwork, you know, if I say paperwork and you groan and you think, oh, it's boring, I think paperwork is the most exciting part of the deal. Okay, I absolutely believe that paperwork is a privilege, and I love to do the paperwork, and I think I get very excited when there's paperwork to fill out because it means we've negotiated a deal to the point where we're at least making an offer, we're putting, you know, numbers on paper, and sometimes it's pretty serious. We've already most of these numbers are agreed upon already. Sometimes it's pretty solid, and sometimes it's a little bit more you know, make me an offer and we're working on it, and less has been figured out. But regardless, after you sit down at the table, so again, establish credibility, build rapport, step 2. Step 3 is house tour. Step 4 is what? Sign the paperwork. Okay, sign the agreements. So you've got several agreements. Obviously, with the seller, you're going to be signing a standard purchase and sale agreement, hopefully, if you're buying it, or a lease with option agreement if you're sandwich lease purchasing it. And even no matter that, it's one of those two. Okay, even if you're buying it for cash or doing an option deal, you're still using our standard purchase and sale agreement. You're not using an option agreement, or you could use an option agreement, but we like to use a standard purchase and sale agreement and just write 90 days on there. All right, so at the point at which you're completing the paperwork, you remember sitting at a table and make sure they're sitting in their spot. And after you complete the paperwork, then this is a last step. Usually it was just after that, goodbye. Nice doing the deal with you. Okay, now what do you do now when you're done with the paperwork? Okay, there's 2 things that I want you to do. I want you to take over their Zillow and Nextdoor listings. Okay, obviously, 10 years ago we didn't do this. So make sure, and I want you to do it before you leave, because otherwise you're going to be chasing them down, and it's way easier to just get it done on the spot. Plus, that's a really good stick campaign. It really makes them feel like the deal is done, and this is a done deal when they turn over the Nextdoor and the Zillow listings to you. In addition, what else do we do for our stick campaign? We give them the seller congratulations letter. Okay, and I love this letter. This is a form I created because we would have people just feeling like, okay, I just signed everything. And a lot of times, guys, back in the old days, it's not like you had a Xerox machine with you. You would just have them sign all the papers, and before there was pictures on phones. Now you can just take a picture of everything on your phone to basically have a copy. You can use Genius Scan if you want to do the scan thing. You can do Genius Scan is a good app. You can refer it to people. Now you can do that. Back in the day, I would have people sign stuff, and I'd walk out with all the paperwork, and they'd be looking around, and okay, well, I guess we just sold our house, but they didn't have a single piece of paper, other than my business card that said, we just sold everything. We just sold the house. So I always leave the seller congratulations letter behind now, and that's the thing that when they're holding this and it says, congratulations, you have sold your house to your business name. Now we'll devote ourselves to making sure everything goes as smoothly and quickly as possible. In order to do so, we require a few items from you. So there's 7 items on this list that I want you to collect from them. If you can, get them right then, but if you can't, they're going to collect these things. But some of these things are a little bit Number one is the most recent statement for the first mortgage of the house. Now remember, if you're taking over a mortgage, you'd like to know as close as possible what, and you know what, if they want to pull it up on the computer and show it to you as of today, that's fine too. But I want to see that, I'd like to get physically a statement from the mortgage. It's got all the numbers on it and everything, and it tells you accurately what the payment is, how much the taxes, everything's broken down on there, and the current balance, which is the most important thing. If you're buying a house subject to, that's what you're paying. So obviously that's important. Number two is any paperwork from any other mortgages or liens. They might have, people have like a $30,000 second mortgage to a solar panel company or something, or other pool companies will attach a mortgage to build the pool for a loan there. So there might be some other liens, or there might be a true second mortgage, a line of credit or something like that. So you want to get the paperwork on that. Number three, you want to get the homeowner's insurance policy statement, including their name and the account number, because you're going to be changing it and you got to get a hold of these people. You need the most recent statement from the HOA, Homeowners Association, if there is one, with the account number. Number five is the most recent statements from the utilities, electric, water, sewer, gas, trash, all that stuff. A lot of times that's merged together, water and trash and like that. But whatever utilities they're paying every month, it's nice to get those. But you know what? That's one of those where, you could live without that. But if they have them, it's nice. Number six, if they have any records from past work done, repairs, if they had somebody come out and put a deck on the back, it'd be nice to kind of see the paperwork. Or if they have a jacuzzi, they have any kind of paperwork on that, repairs, any warranties, anything like that on the appliances. If you're taking the appliances, any kind of appliance warranties, information like that is good to have. Number seven, at least one house key. If there's a pool key or community area key for that, and a mail key if they have a mailbox that opens with a key. So all the keys. So you wouldn't think of all these things. So that's why you also have this. This is to help you collect the stuff you need and to make them feel like, yes, I definitely sold the house. I wrote this form myself, like I do all my forms. When you go in the what to say and what to do, I just added a new form. So there's 25 forms in there in the forms section of the what to say and what to do system, and these forms are gold. So this is just another one of them that you should be using on every deal for every deal meeting. Okay, so that wraps it up for today, guys. For Teaching Tuesday, I believe we are going to do paperwork. We're going to go, and yes, that's the most exciting thing. You need to be able to fill out this paperwork this summer because you're going to go out and do a bunch of deals. So I'm going to go through the paperwork to make sure you know what you're doing. And I am telling you right now that even some of our most experienced students, I see some of their paperwork and it's wrong. So seriously, guys, I really need you here on this one. And it won't be boring. I promise I will not bore you with this. You'll really learn how to do the paperwork. And like I said, that's the most exciting part of the deal because that's when it's all coming to fruition. It's all coming together. I love it when a deal comes together. So catch me in about, about 7 hours and 17 minutes for our wonderful Teaching Tuesdays conference call. And so we'll send out the information in a little bit on that. And so we'll see you there. And always we're here with me on Brunch with Brian. So until I see you next time, keep expecting success and getting awesome training and taking lots of action.